welcome to episode 5 of The Knitting Esquire. Today is Thursday, January 25th, 2024. Today's episode, I think, will be a little bit shorter than normal. I have been so crazy busy with work and home stuff that I haven't had as much time to focus on bigger projects. But all of that to say, I do have one finished object, a couple of works in progress going on, and I have managed to procure a couple of items that I'm excited to show you. So, without further ado, let's jump right in. My name is Candace. You can find me on Instagram as Candace Sue ESQ Knits and over on Ravelry as The Knitting ESQ. All of this information, along with my email address for any questions that you might have, you can find down below in the description box. Just click the little chevron and it will drop down with additional information. Also in that area of YouTube, I will post everything regarding my projects. They all have Ravelry pages, so I will link the Ravelry page to the project that I'm talking about, along with the links for any of the fiber artists that I feature with my projects and in my procurements. And so all of that is at your fingertips below. If you have any questions along the way, any comments, I would love to hear from you. You can send them to me privately in email. You can post them in YouTube, and I would just love to hear from you. So let me know what you're working on. Let me know what's going on, what you're excited about, any future plans that you're making is planning to take you on. I'm excited to hear about that and interact with you. So I look forward to that. From here, we will just go right into my finished object. It is a pair of socks. I believe that this will make pair number 2 for my 24 pairs in 2024, which means I am currently right on track to finish all 24 pairs this year. However, I do have a half pair of socks complete, and it is probably not out of the realm of question that they will be completed before the end of January, which would put me at 3 pairs for the month of January. And so I will either make sure that I am ahead of schedule, or it will just make it so that when I end up falling behind, which will probably happen, just knowing myself and being honest to myself, I will have a little bit of buffer, and that's okay too. So, finished object are my first pair of sister socks. I mentioned these in episode 4 that I had wanted as part of my 24 pairs in 2024 to have 3 pairs of those socks be socks for myself and my 2 sisters. And so this first pair is for my youngest sister. She and I have the same foot size, so it's very easy to knit up a pair of socks for her. That's all I have to do is knit my own measurements. And so it makes it easy. This is the Crazy Sock Lady vanilla sock pattern. Super easy to follow. It's just been what I've been craving lately. Is super simple, pick it up and go. I can stop anywhere in the pattern and I know exactly where to pick back up. And so I just love easy in life right now. I knit these on my US 1 Addy Turbo Rockets in the 9-inch circulars. They are my absolute favorite. I've also talked about those on past episodes. Yarn. I am part of the Magpie Fiber Society, and so this is Society Colorway number 31, which I think was a few months ago. I can't remember what number we're on right now, but I just loved the peachy pink and all of the really beautiful bright speckles. This is a very true representation of this fiber content. As you can see, you just get some pops of color in throughout, and then I decided to add a little bit of pop of color at the cuff, and that is yarn by Olive and 2U. It is their 75/25 base, and this was a mini, and it came from, I think, a Bridgerton set of minis that I had subscribed to maybe in 2018 or 2019, I think, somewhere in that time frame. I couldn't find the band on that mini, but I do know that it came from that set. And so I did these the size small, which is the 56 stitches, and I decided to do, which is I'm really into right now, is the 2x2 rib cuff for 20 rounds. Down to the toe, I knit from the heel and gusset finish 50 rounds, and then I start the decrease on the toe, and I follow the pattern exactly for the decrease, heel, turn, and gusset as well. And so I'm really excited that I am through pair number 1 on my sister socks, and I am looking forward to having the whole set complete, because I just think it will be so cute to eventually, when I see my sisters together, they both live in Michigan, to get a cute pair of picture of our socks together while we're all wearing them. So I think that will be fun. I started these on January 9th. I finished them on January 20th. I used 77.26 grams of yarn, and I should have said this is on the Magpie Fibers Swanky Sock Base, which is an 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon base. It is so soft and squishy and delightful, and I just love it so much. So if you ever get a chance to knit with it for anything, I've made a shawl with it, I've made garments with it, and now socks. You should try it out. You won't be disappointed. So it took me about 11 days to knit these. I'm hoping that the next pair I should be around 10 or 11 days as well. That's usually about the average amount of time that it takes me to knit a pair of socks, just because I only have a limited time. I usually find some time in the morning. I try to make at least an hour for myself in the morning for knitting, just because it's kind of clears my headspace. But generally at night, watching TV on the couch, I get some time in, and on the weekends, especially now that sports have started back up for the boys. We have soccer games and flag football games on Saturday, and soccer and practices on Friday nights, and keeping the boys busy is a full-time job. And so I fill that downtime with knitting, and my husband supports it, so I will continue to do so. But that is everything that I have for finished objects this episode. I apologize, it's a little bit boring, but I have been working on some bigger projects, and so I will scooch in to our works in progress, and we can talk about those projects now. So I will continue on with my sister socks quest with you. I had started the second pair of sister socks on January 20th, and I finished the first sock of the pair this morning. And so this pair will be for my sister, who is the middle sister. She has size 11 feet, and so I decided to go with the size medium, which is 64 stitches, and she just needs a little bit extra length in there. So these ones will take me a little bit longer, but hopefully not too much longer than 10 or 11 days. I think we'll be right around there. My husband and I are going away this weekend, and so I will be casting on tonight the second sock for this, and hopefully I will get through a good chunk of it this weekend. And there's a little bit of a drive, so I've got some knitting time. For this pair, I decided to, again, it's a 20 round 2x2 cuff that I chose, but instead of doing the pop of color at the very top, I'm doing it in round 3. So I'm doing 3 rounds of the pop of color, and so for the next set I'll start in round 7, and so then when the socks are all lined up, it will have the pop of color kind of staggered like that, and I thought that would just be really cute. So this is, sorry, it's not on a blocker right now. This is sock number 1 of the set. Again, This is the vanilla sock on 9-inch circulars by the Crazy Sock Lady, who has phenomenal tutorials if you're trying to learn to knit socks. And yeah, I love all of her patterns, so you should go and check those out. So this one, I think because of the size, sorry, I'm going to go look at my notes here. I think because of the size of the sock, it's going to take a little bit more yarn, obviously. And so I've already started into my second skein of yarn. But this one sock probably took about 47 ounces. So I'm thinking that the next one will probably be doubling our size. Since I have broken into that second skein, I think I might be at a point, since I know that the other socks will need to match the first pair of socks that I'm making. So the third pair of socks should match about the same quantity of yarn as the first pair. I might cut it close and be playing yarn chicken. So what I've decided is, if that's the case, when I get through the second sock, I'll weigh my yarn, and if I don't think I'll have enough, I will just go ahead and do the toes in the third pair of socks in the blue, because I'll definitely have enough of the mini skein left. So that's kind of my plan right now. So I will get these started tonight and have a nice sock project on the go for traveling this weekend. So that is work in progress number 1. Work in progress number 2 is really exciting. So in episode 4, I talked about Knit the Era's Mystery Knit Along that Kristen and Stitches and Archaic Fiber are hosting together. And after, I believe, the yarn had come in or was about to come in, the last episode that I had recorded, and so it has come in, and it's gorgeous. I'm so excited. The pattern for the Mystery Knit Along dropped on January 13th, and they will do an update to the pattern on the 13th of every month. So you don't know what it's going to be. I gave you a whole bunch of details in the last episode, and there's a lot of details on my Ravelry page for this. There's also a Ravelry group. So if you decide that this is something that you would also maybe like to try, you don't have to necessarily use the same yarn. If you have yarn already in your stash, maybe something that's already Taylor Swift themed. I have quite a few of those sets because I'm a little bit obsessed with Miss Swift. It would be a fun project for you. And so it is a blanket or a throw. You cast on 225 stitches and you just go, right? And so I look at this and it makes me smile every time. I can't help it. So the yarn is Aran Weight. It is 100% superwash British BFL. It is squishy. This is going to be probably the warmest blanket ever, and I'm so looking forward to it. So when the first clue dropped on January 13th, I started knitting it first thing in the morning, and I finished the whole clue for the month on the 16th of January in the morning. So it took me less than 2 days, really, to knit the whole thing, this whole part of the project, and I love it. So the colorway for the first month is this purple, and it's supposed to be the Lover colorway, is what it's called. And the knit pattern is hearts like lovers. Let's see if I can get that too. There it goes. You see the little heart in there? Oh, it's so cute. So I forgot what the second album is that she does on tour, but that's what the Mystery Knit Along, the pattern will be, as well as whatever the second color is going to be themed. This gray is very on point. It might be a little bit light with being blown out. It's not too blown out though. It's pretty accurate. No, it's like a nice steely gray blue, maybe steely gray blue. And that's called Getaway Car. And that's just the main color, so it'll be sprinkled throughout. As you can see, it's kind of like the transition into the next section. So I am really looking forward to February 13th when the next clue drops. And I saw on Instagram that they started shipping our colors for February. So hopefully that will be here shortly, and I'm really excited for that. This project is living in a Tula Pink project bag. She is a fabric designer, and they're just so fun and cute, but it's like the perfect size for a project like this, and I love that you can kind of see through it. And it's plastic, so if it gets wet, it'll be safe. And so that is project number 2 that I've been working on. I've been kind of monotonous on the socks lately. I was really hoping that I would get this next project further along than where it's at, but it's okay. It's a Stephen West shawl. It's the glittering snowscape shawl. And if any of you have ever knit a Stephen West project, you know that they can take some time. They're generally not small projects, which is why they're also like so nice and squishy and cozy, and I love them. So this one is living in my Bags by Awesome Granny. It's so cute with the little jellyfish. It makes me happy. I might bring this one with me too in case I want a little bit more of a challenging. It's not, the pattern itself is not challenging. It's just you have to pay attention. So instead of it being just stockinette round and round, don't have to think about it. Just in case I want to sit down and in the morning really focus on something, I'll probably bring this with me just so I have some variation. It is a very potato chippy pattern. I just get excited to move into the next section and see what it's going to do. So I showed off most of this. I haven't done a ton since the last time I showed this. I believe I'm on the wrong side. It would help if I showed you the right side because it is a beautiful pattern. Oh my gosh. Just look at that. And so I think, if I'm not mistaken, the last time I showed you was when I was here at this progress marker, which is a cute little, oh, come on camera. Oh no. Oh, it almost was gonna go. It's a cute little Pop-Tart. There it goes. So I knit through the rest of the mesh down here, and now we're on to some slip stitching, which let's see if I can kind of spread this out a bit. It's kind of hard on the needles here, but it scrunches up, but there we go. See me peeking through. There it is. And so just the transition of colors, I am loving it. So I picked out this colorway. I talked extensively about it in previous episodes, but this is a Goosey Fiber sock. I picked out the colorways myself. I just love how light and fantastic they are. This is going to be beautiful when it's done. It is on her Goosey sock base, which is a 75-25. And maybe I should just tell myself it's okay if I don't get all of the socks done as quickly as I want and finish this thing up. But gotta do what brings you joy, and the socks have just been something that gets me through and makes me happy, especially with how crazy busy life has been, especially with work. Work has been quite stressful. Attorney life can be. That way, it just seems like it kind of comes in its ebbs and flows, especially a lot lately where it's like a lot packed here and then it's okay for a little bit, and then a lot packed in. But we make it through, and I get through it with a lot of knitting, which brings me joy. And so I'm glad I can share that with you. But that is project number 3. I started this on December 28th. I knew it was going to be a little bit of a long-term project, so hopefully I can get myself going and maybe it could be done in February. It's not out of the question, but I also don't want to force it on myself because then I won't have fun knitting it. And so I know I'll get there and I will just keep chugging along. So that is my final work in progress that I have on the needles right now. I've shown you some stuff that's been lingering. I will add that into the repetition as I start picking those back up. But since I have these 2 larger projects on now, I don't want to overwhelm myself and just feel like I don't know where to begin. So I will pick one of those projects up next and try and get it off the needles. So let's move into procurements. As I've said in a couple of other episodes, I am in the club for Freckled Whimsies for her Harry Potter club. And then I was a member of the Wednesday Club from the Wednesday series on Netflix. I had decided that since season 2, I don't know if they've said when season 2 is going to come out, but I felt like a lot of the colorways were done for the season, so for what's out on Netflix. And so I figured I could always pick up the club again later if I wanted to. So my last Wednesday Club colorway came in. It is called You're Not Scary, You're Just a Little Kooky. This is on her Splendid base, which is an 8515. That is my absolute favorite sock base. I think you get a little bit more plump and softness than the 7525, which is a great, sturdy, squishy fabric. But I really just love that little bit of extra softness that you get in the 8525. And so this is, oh my goodness, look at how cute that is. It's showing a little bit dark here. The orange is actually a little bit brighter in person. But it is just so fun and cute. These would actually probably make a great Halloween pair of socks. So I will keep that in mind. And then the Harry Potter Club also came in. I have decided that once the sister socks are off the needles, which I'm hoping that pair number 3 I can get done early February. If I keep on with the 10-day average, they would be done by mid-February. This colorway that came out is fantastic, and I just look at it and it screams St. Patrick's Day all over it, and it would be nice to have a pair of St. Patrick's Day socks. And this is called Peeves the Poltergeist. Look at how fun that is. It's so green, it's so bright, it's so Peeves. I love it. So this will probably be my next pair of socks after the sister socks are done. And last but not least, when I was at the Orlando Distaff Day earlier this month, Goosey Fibers had come on and said that she was doing an owl club. I don't know if it's like a monthly owl yarn color base. It's not really a club because there's no subscription, but she's going to release an owl yarn every month this year, I believe. I hope it's every month this year because I'm so excited. Owls are my favorite bird, and I could not resist this colorway or the fact that it's owls. And I will either do some sort of like Stephen West shawl, something that's big and needs a lot of yarn, and then use the leftovers maybe for a blanket, or start with a blanket and use leftovers for some sort of smaller shawl project type thing. I haven't fully decided or planned it out, but I couldn't not get it. And this January month, so she writes January on it, and so she must be planning to do it every month, which is what I thought. But this is on her Goosey sock, which is the 7525, and it is called the Great Gray Owl. And I can't, if I get it a little bit closer, there you go. That is pretty true. Maybe a little bit lighter than what it is in actual, but that is pretty darn close. And then you just get like this vibrant pop of like neon in there. Oh boy, that is going to be a fantastic knit up. I'm really looking forward to that. So that is the last procurement for this episode. I have some yarn on its way. I signed up for, I think it was right around Christmas. 3 by the Sea Designs dropped a Beauty and the Beast box, and I couldn't say no. So I just got notification today that that's being shipped. So that will probably be here when I get back after my husband and I's getaway this weekend. And hopefully the Taylor Swift yarn will be here so I can continue on that fun project mid-February. So I have all of this fun stuff to look forward to, which makes getting through a very long work day a little bit easier. And so I will just continue to do what brings me joy, as well as trying to fit in some recording here. I really was trying to make these episodes weekly. That is my intent and my goal. but it seems to be maybe every week and a half to 2 weeks right now that it seems to like fit into the schedule a little bit. So I will get better, I promise. But please, like I said, comment below. Let me know what you're working on. Let me know if you're interested in joining me on the 24 for 2024. I think it would be fun to maybe start a little group on Ravelry, and just kind of post our pictures along the way as we complete stuff and have some chitter chatter. If you are interested in that, let me know and I will get that set up. Just comment below or email me. If you liked this episode or any of the content I've created, please don't forget to like, subscribe, and ring the bell to get those fun notifications, all of that stuff that makes YouTube really happy. And I will see you in the next episode. Thanks for watching. Bye.